My name is Agyei Dewan. I'm from the United States of America. Served 20 years in the military. Being pulled over by the police and stuff like that, it's a very good possibility that I may die.
He didn't even have to convince me. When he said that, what about Ghana, I was just like, okay.
People, even having people do their job, they always want a little something, and it's their job. Now, in America, we're not used to that.
If you're coming here just to be pampered, your money will be gone like that.
Also, Accra is saturated.
I always say moving to and succeeding in Ghana or Africa after a long time living in the West require a certain level of resilience. And who else is better to talk to about the minerals required to move to Ghana than an old soldier himself? In this video, I speak to an American family who moved to Kumasi, Ghana after 20 years of service in the US Army. They share their experiences and give us a lot of tips on how to succeed on the motherland. I think you will appreciate this one.
You coming here is the best thing for your child.
It gives me such peace of mind just waking up and looking at the scenery.
I get my peace from people who look like me. I get my peace from the kindness of the Ghanaians. I get my peace from not worrying about the police officers pulling me over and killing me.
My name is Mickey. Keep watching.
My name is Agyei Dewan. I'm from the United States of America. Served 20 years in the military. Retired. Lots of jobs, done all types of work. Just like me, myself, my daughter, and I, we all have degrees in certain things because we believe in education. And I'm an adventurous. We love to try and do new things.
My name is Candace. I'm also from the United States, California, and I'm here on this journey with my husband and my daughter. We always knew we wanted to try someplace different, and what better place than Ghana? Why not?
Briefly, I am in the British Forces, 17 years served.
All praises.
I've worked with a lot of American soldiers in Afghanistan, and that I feel like from outside, I feel like they gave chance to minority. Like I saw a lot of female officers, and I saw a lot of young black officers. Is that the case?
Yes. I retired in 2008. I did go to Iraq. I've been multiple deployments, I'll put it that way. Part is the military giving minorities more opportunities. I think that's what you want to ask me, especially females. You know, in the military, they're always searching for people, so it's going by your test scores. So if you are a female, you are a male, they are still willing to give you the opportunity to be an officer or probably enlisted, either one. The opportunities are there. And in fact, in the military, they are short people in the United States right now. They have a deficit, as you put it. So enrollment right now is low. Most Americans choose not to join the military like people want to believe because of the multiple deployments and away from home. And simply, I mean, honestly, the things, the stress and traumatic events that they see their loved ones and friends come back with. So they just choose not to be part of it anymore. So if you ask me, would you join the military? Would I let my daughter join the military if it was my choice? No. Had a son? No. I only have one daughter. She's my only child. Now, this is not to discourage those out there who choose to do this, but I understand the system. And if that's the only system you have, then you take advantage of it. it's the only way you can get to college, then you take advantage of it. If it's the only way you can make it, then you take advantage of it. But if you can make it without, you can get your family through it without it, I would recommend not. In my opinion.
Can you share your experience as a military spouse, like a military wife? How was it?
Oh. Well, part of it was exciting because you could live in a place and you'd be there for a little while and then you get to move to another place and the military moves you. So you get to learn about living in different areas. So like we got to live in Germany, we got to live in different parts of the United States. And the traveling was great. So that was one of the pluses. The downside was when my husband would be deployed, that would be a very difficult time because we're not together, we're not around each other, and I was used to having him around. So just the separation from the military the military person made it difficult. But then it also helped me to become more independent and learn how to survive daily, just basically on my own or with other spouses. You make friends, that kind of thing. So the experiences, it can be difficult, but it's also rewarding because you can learn about different places and different people and that kind of thing.
There's a thing in UK that as you move in, like your kids, it's difficult for them to have a stable life because the kids are always complaining they are losing friends, they can't build relationships. How was it like for your little girl?
Now that was, she became used to moving, so it did hinder a lot of her relationships with other children because she knew eventually she'd be moving. So she kind of didn't try to get too close to people, I think. So that's one of the downsides is that, you do have to move eventually, so it's kind of difficult to keep those relationships. But with technology now, you can still keep in touch with people. So, like, I'm still friends with people I've met like several years ago when we were in different places. We reconnected and contact each other. But with her also, she can do the same thing now. But when she was little, it was a little bit difficult, yes.
If you're in the military and you're moving from one place to the other, and even if you're taking your children and they come into Ghana and they're moving from one place to the other, the secret is to make every place she go to or he go to special. So if you're in the military and you got to take your family, you got to move them, you make that place special. How you do that? You make special days. I don't do birthdays no more, but I used to make all those special. So every time a person go to a place, they have fond memories of it. So the place that they left, they have fond memories on it to attach themselves to. So they're not afraid to go to the next place because they know they're going to have fond memories when they go there. That's the secret. You military people out there, my brother, make sure your children have fond memories of each place. So when they pick up and go, they're going to say, yeah, I'm losing this. But they know inside they're going to have more happy moments to come. And that's all I wanted to say about that.
So you live in America, to a lot of Africans, you live in heaven. Why did you decide to live and come to Africa?
I'm going to speak briefly. I did a lot of research on Ghana, Gambia, Tanzania. I don't believe in doing nothing without research. Y'all understand that. I want everybody listening to this. Do your research. So in doing my research, I knew that I had to save up a certain amount of money to come. I knew that when I came, that I would have to look for a place that gave me opportunities to grow and to do businesses. I need to find a place. It had to be Africa because I wanted them to look like me. I wanted to be able to walk around and see people who look like me. And that was very important to me because I was not happy all the time at looking at people who did not look like me. I'm going to leave it at that. So, in doing so, and I'm a male, I'm a black male in the police, so being pulled over by the police and stuff like that is almost, it's a very good possibility that I may die when I get put over by a bunch of white cops. And I think my family was a little worried about me because I'm a little headstrong. So I'm that type that probably would get put over and shot because I'm a fighter. You know, I just like to fight. You know, what I mean by that, I don't like people trampling over my rights. And in doing so, I am willing to fight that. But that's not good in America. And it's just not. So why I came to Ghana, all those things that I talked to you about, as far as having that freedom, people look like me, opportunity for business, the reputation of friendliness and kindness, the white of abroad, y'all open your arms to us to come back. All these things is a combination of why I chose Ghana. You know, and that is why I chose Ghana.
Well, that was one of the, like my husband was saying, we researched different places, and that was one of the, Ghana was one of the best choices. The right to return was something that attracted us. The culture is great, and there's just so, it's just so peaceful here. It's very peaceful. Yeah, so that was mainly the peacefulness.
Can you talk me through the journey? So picking up your bags and coming to Ghana, and how were you able to stamp this authority? Because I think this is authority.
Yeah, we stepped out on faith. My husband and I and my daughter, we all believe in the Most High, and we follow what we are told to do by Him. So He gave my husband the idea to come here and to move, and we seemed like when we were getting ready to move, everything fell into place. We had the money available to come, and just things just fell into place. So we felt very confident and ready to do this.
Journey. The journey was exciting. You know, I'm gonna leave part of that alone. Coming and getting through the immigration, coming over here, that was a little work. That I'm gonna leave alone. Besides that, coming from the States to over here, leaving America coming here wasn't that difficult for me. Because one, again, I was used to moving, and two, I don't believe in a lie that the world shows you about Africa. I knew that was a lie. And I personally believe you can live anywhere. You just have to learn the system. So being in many places in the world, I know this to be true. And I know most of the time, especially when you deal with people of color, especially black people, the world's lies about what you're going to come into. So personally, when I stepped into it, I knew we would be okay because like my wife said, we are always led by the Most High. We believe in the Father first. You know, we lean on Him more than we lean on ourselves. So if He give me a direction or He give me a goal or place to go, then I know He has placed that in my heart to do so, and I know the way, the road is already set. So the journey from America to Africa to me was kind of easy. But once I got to Africa, Cote d'Ivoire, and I got to get to Ghana, that was difficult. To tell you the truth, it was a work in progress. No, but I knew the Most High would make a way. I knew He would make it happen.
Can you go into some of the difficulties, please?
Oh,
Feel free. It is what it is.
I had to feed a lot of pockets. And if you understand what I mean by I had to feed a lot of pockets to make it happen. Now, I may have not done things right when I first came over here the correct way. In doing so, ended up costing me. Now, if I done it more of an official way, maybe I wouldn't have paid as much. But I'm gonna leave it at that. But I didn't, because I was led in my heart to come over here and do this. But even so, I did pay. I don't regret not one penny. We established ourselves, and even starting a business here, you have to pay to start businesses. Unfortunately, Ghana, and I'm pretty sure most African countries, it's sort of that way. I talk to friends in Gambia, they have the same problem. I talk to friends in Tanzania, they have the same problem. It seems like it's the same problem everywhere you go. It's people, even having people do their job, they always want a little something. And it's their job. Now, in America, we're not used to that. If I walk into the post office to get my mail, I shouldn't have to pay the guy a little something to collect my mail, to get my mail that I paid for the post office box already for. And that's confusing to us at first. So we get a little upset sometimes from people from the diaspora, because we do believe if we pay for a job, we simply use it to do a job. If you do a good job and we want to give you an additional amount, then that's our choice. But doing the job itself should not cost any other fee. And that is one of the problems here. Now, don't get me, I love Ghana. But I recognize what is what is. And it's not fair to a lot of people, but that's the way it is. It's a system from the police officers. Do you have to, when they want a little something, or it doesn't matter. I mean, somebody can pick a bag up. You could drop your wallet on the ground, and they pick it up and hand you your wallet, and they look at you and say, "Can you give me a little something?" That's just crazy. So in my mind, I'm like, can't you just do something out of the kind of your heart? You shouldn't always do something and always have your hand out. And that's pretty much it. It's just I can't say it's a cultural thing. I've been here 3.5 years because I can't believe that's a cultural thing. In my heart, I just can't believe always wanting something for doing everything. Now, don't get me wrong. You should want something if you do something, but wanting something for when you do everything, something's wrong. So that's it. So the journey was hard in the sense, I think I brought that hardness on myself, some of it. Okay? So I got to take personal blame myself, and I've done that.
One thing, I've come here and I'm also thinking, paying people to do their job. I'm thinking how much we pay people sometimes, and the cost of living sometimes is a bit different. If you compare the minimum wage of America to the cost of living in America, it's like on par, and then it's a bit subpar over here. So I feel, do you think that it's a means to an end when people want things on the side all the time? Do you think that's why?
I think they're underpaid, if that's what you're asking. I think the police here are underpaid, the fire department, I think they all are underpaid. From the electrician to the plumbers, because me and my wife and my daughter, we build a house here. We also build us a home here. We build business, we build a home. So we know the cost of just about everything, from masonry to electrician to plumbing to all that. Now, if you ask me personally, do they get paid less than they should get paid? Yes, but that is the average cost according to the customs here. So I got to take that in the fact that that's what they normally get paid. Now, that's where it comes in that I'm doing a good job. And I want every one of them to hear this. Every mason, every plumber, every electrician, every tiler, every one of them to hear what I'm about to say. When you're dealing with people from the diaspora, they will pay you more. It's going to depend on the work that you do, how you do it, how professional you are, and I'm going to hit that last part, how professional you are. They will pay you more. Now, they know the standard of what is supposed to be paid for whatever you're going to do. But we are okay most of the time with paying more if the service is good. But let them make that opportunity to want to pay you more. Do not overcharge them. If you give them the correct price, when you are done, most of them will give you an addition, probably more than what you would have been asked for if you weren't greedy. I've noticed that. So just calm down, give them the normal price, do a good work and professional work. And I have to say this. What is a professional work? A professional work is not only just doing your job, but when you do it, you leave the area clean. When you do it, it should be better than when you came. Hell, everybody that ever worked for me, one of the things I always said, if they cleaned up after themselves and the area was neat and they did, I gave them more anyway. Because I'm not used to seeing that here, unfortunately. They leave a mess. Seem like they don't care. They may even do a good job, but when they do a good job, they leave their job messy. So it doesn't show that they have pride in their work to me. I have to go and clean it up and make it look nice. And that's not a good practice anywhere in the world. And I ain't trying to talk. I'm going to let my wife talk, but I have to say this. And you cannot tell me that's just the custom. That's just the way it is here. To me, that's BS. Business is business. It ain't no way you do it here. You do business the same all over the world. If I clean your bathroom, I clean it the same. It should be clean when I'm done. I can't clean your bathroom and leave stuff all over your floor and say, oh, that's just the custom, to leave some of it on your floor. BS. That's my example. So when you do work professionally. You do it the way it's supposed to be done. And it ain't no custom way of doing it. It's simply doing it. So that's all I got to say about that one. And that I pray that the contractors here and the people here get that, especially when you're dealing with people from the diaspora, because that is what they kind of determine whether they bring you back or not, or recommend you to someone else to work. We're watching. We're paying attention. You know, and we want people to, when they do their work, they do their work more than what they're getting paid for. That's the best way I can put it. But they're used to that form of standard.
How was Dad able to convince you to embark on this journey?
He didn't even have to convince me, because we were thinking of when our daughter grew up, we were going to move abroad anyway. We were going to move to a different place, maybe and work for the government or something, or work somewhere. But when he said that, like, what about Ghana? I was just like, okay, that sounds good, because we looked at lots of, we actually saw videos, we did some research of our own, and it just seemed like the best place. So I didn't have to be convinced, and he was surprised. And as well as we were kind of surprised, our daughter was pretty convinced to come to. I mean, she didn't even have to be convinced; she was ready to. So
That was a surprise.
Yeah. So how important is it to get like a cooperative family to embark on a journey like that?
That makes it easier not for me, my wife, and for my daughter, because I would have been worried about her in the States. You know, I probably would have been trying to convince her to come every day. I know that.
we have
So,
friends.
yeah.
Go ahead.
So the fact that she wanted to come made it easy. Go ahead.
I was going to add that we do have friends who have family members, like their immediate family, who didn't come, and some of them came later. But I know it's got to be difficult to be here, and like I miss my siblings and my mom and my family, cousins and aunts and uncles, but I wish they'd all come. But yeah, it's difficult.
So Yasmin, she was a teenager-ish when you moved, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, she's now 23, so to get a young person to leave all these TikTok and, back there, to come here and embark on this journey, what went into her training and what do you think contributed?
I think traveling before with being in the military, that helped. Also, she's able to do pretty much what she was able to do in the States, as long as there's an internet connection as far as that kind of thing. Yeah.
I've got 2 kids, right? And I have a lot of friends who are not bringing. So my kids now live in Ghana, and what they tell me is, why are you taking them away from the British school and then bringing them here? But for me, I want them to be entrepreneurs. So whatever I'm building is what I want them to work in. So what advice would you have for me to get my kids to be entrepreneurial?
Oh, you gotta lead by example. Children simply follow their leader. And you being a man in a house, they will always follow your lead. You know, that's one of the things that the British schools, or in American schools, the Western schools, all these schools that teach that's been colonized, they just teach your kids to think on a colonizing way. Being here in Africa, your kids can get a better and stronger self-confidence of who they are. And I'm gonna explain that to you. When your child wake up and they see posters of them. When your child see a doctor's office and it's a doctor inside, he look like them. When your child look on TV and he see a president, he looks like them. You see a congressman, he looks like them. So in essence, you already brought him out of something he's not used to seeing. So your children would already know that they can be anything without you even saying they can be anything. Because everybody around them that are these things look like them. Now you grow up in other countries, that's quite difficult. So for those who over in the UK and you want your kids to grow up stronger, you can only say so much. At one point, like you're gonna have to show. You're gonna have to be an example. So you can show your kids these examples. You can go outside and say, hey, there go a congressman. Hey, that's the president. Hey, that's the day. But there, you gotta find them. It ain't that hard. That's not that easy to do. So you coming here is the best thing for your child, because you already boosted his pride up just being here, seeing the posts, seeing the commercials, seeing it. I know. I grew up in America, you know, and that's not something I normally see. Every job I had, mostly everybody I worked there were white. Everybody in high position were white. So it was kind of hard if I brought my daughter to a meeting, a conference meeting, everybody white, and only 2 blacks, me and another one. What I'm telling my child. So, for advice for you, lead by example. You start that entrepreneur, you start that business, you start to teach them as you go. They're learning, they're watching you, brother, every time. Believe me, your kids are watching you, even when you don't think they're watching you. So you just be that example to them, and you keep striving forth, and you get them involved. And then you bring them to a place where they are important. Africa, they are important. Okay? I'm just going to be real with you. The rest of the world, we are not important. Here we are. And that's just a fact. You know, I can admit that. I'm over 50 years old, and I'm telling you that to be fact. Lived almost different places all over the world. And the only place I've felt important is here in Africa. Everywhere else, they felt like I was beneath them. I didn't feel that way. Don't get me wrong, because I don't thought not one of them above me. But they felt that way. Again, you ain't gonna change that, people. Sorry.
One more thing I was going to expand on, what he said about getting your children involved so they learn. You can assign them different roles within your business, or they don't have to be actually working, but you can give them titles. You can make them feel like they have a responsibility. I think that really would help them to have the confidence as they grow to become entrepreneurs. And they, like he said, he's constantly they're looking at you. They're looking at both of you, their parents, and just lead by example. But I think the responsibilities, give them little tasks that they should do, I think that would help also.
So, one thing I ask everybody is, so what is your calling? What is the pull to Africa and in Ghana?
That's an easy one for me. My pull to Africa, because I know this is where the Garden of Eden was. I know this Eden. I know this is the place where I originated from. I know somewhere here in Ghana or the West Coast, I have relatives. I don't know who they are, and they don't know me. But I know for a fact they're here. I have no, because I can look around and see people who look like me. I can look around and see people who look like my brothers and my sisters. And I know that blood is running through some of these people. Like, you could be, or she could be. And that is the greatest thing about coming to Africa, because I know I have a bloodline connection here. I don't have it in the UK. I don't really have it in America, other than the ones that were brought by slaves. So to the land itself, that's what I'm talking about. So what brought me to Africa? I wanted to be amongst my people. I don't know who they are, but I know them, and I feel like they are my brothers and sisters when I walk around. And hell, some of them might be. That is the greatest part of the whole thing. We just don't know.
And there is a sense of family. Everybody calls you auntie or sister or brother. You know, it's so family oriented.
So 2 questions. One, everybody stays in Accra and I think Agyei. Why Kumasi?
That's another easy question. I did a research on living in Accra. I did research on living in Kumasi.
Cape Coast.
And Cape Coast. I know they were giving away free land in the Cape Coast. It's not really free. Another story. So I did look into all three. And the reason I didn't, again, this is my opinion, people. I didn't pick Cape Coast because I wanted more control of my land once I purchased it. I wanted to have more control. I didn't want to follow under any bylaws or laws created, because I did in the States when I owned the house. We had what you call that?
The homeowners association.
Homeowners society. I didn't want to do none of that stuff anymore. So why I didn't want to choose that. That's why I didn't choose Cape Coast. Accra is too expensive. For those who are coming over here trying to start a new life, and also Accra is saturated. What I mean saturated? It's saturated with people coming, trying to get small places, trying to get into business in a city that's already been monopolized, meaning people are coming there to start businesses because they think it's a crowded area. But you got to understand, in a crowded area, you got a lot of people trying to start businesses. So then your competition's becoming greater. Now, Kumasi is the second biggest city. The opportunities almost doubly increased. The land is at 1/10 the price. And so economically, if you're starting new, why not go to a place where the opportunities are better to start with? Why go to a place that's already saturated and already got lots of people and everything costs way too much? You're trying to start a new life, a beginning. I'm going to go to a place that I know that I can do the same thing I can do in Accra, that has less of it, that costs less to do, and have more space I can buy. Economically, it makes no sense to me for anybody to start a new life in Accra. I can go to Accra and visit if I wanted to enjoy the things that they have. Sort of like a beach. I don't have to buy a beach house to enjoy a beach. I can buy me a house, and then when I want to go to a beach, I can go to a beach, have my fun, and go home. So it's one of those things that you can still enjoy the big city, but you don't have to live in a big city. So I can save my money, collect my money, build me a business, And one day, Kumasi will be that huge business. But I started in the level, on the flow level, where everything was cheaper. Why? Accra, then Kumasi comes to one word, economic.
Plus, we kind of wanted to be in a place that wasn't so busy, so city-like. We like the calmness of the country. So Kumasi seems to be more of a country area that's quieter and
Relax.
not always quiet, but just relaxed.
So I'm here thinking, what can we do to sort of give it a bit more like, because the more people come, the more the businesses also get something, isn't it? What can we do?
That comes in what my daughter was talking about the opportunities are here, especially here in Kumasi. I mean, this is so for some of you diasporans out there. Businesses that you can invest in. I'm going to give you a little secret that you can invest in here in Ghana, and I know for a fact some of you can become millionaires in less than a year. A water park. You create a water park down here. Y'all invest, consolidate your money, do a water park. A Disney, like a Disneyland or a school, amusement park. You will make a lot of money. Now, don't get me wrong, they ain't gonna start up, but you will. A skating rink, roller skating rink, a real roller skating rink with the music and rolling around in a bar inside of it. You will be rich and a millionaire in a year. And I know you all not thinking this. I'm going to tell y'all one thing that you got to understand. The people in Ghana and Africa and the West Coast are the same as you in America. You brothers and sisters, those are your blood. What made black Americans, I'm going to still with Americans, rich? They the same people. That means they enjoy the same things you enjoy. So now you start to think on that level. They are you. So what did you enjoy in the United States that they do not have here in abundance? Roller skating rinks. They open there and make a lot of money. Bowling alleys. They will make a lot of money. I said water parks. They will make a lot of money. They don't have this. You can get the land. You can develop it. You can build. You can start it new. I said, this is your opportunity that the Most High is giving to you to come over to be amongst your people and at the same time grow your people and grow yourself. It's not that difficult when you think about it. If you're any type of businessman, any type, you can see that. Any type. So it's just the economics and the money you have to bring over here and you have to create. But you can do it. It's just waiting for you.
So when someone is coming, how do they get their money? Their money right?
Money. Now, everybody's specific in America. I don't know where they work. I don't know how hard they work. I don't know how much money they make. But we know the dollar to the Ghana CD is relatively, I think it's almost 13 right now. 13 CDs to $1. So if they put away money every week, if they get a collection of people, say a wife and a husband or a group that want to start businesses here, they can consolidate together, start pooling their money together, and they can even start building over here whatever they want to build. Say if they want to build a roller skating ring or they want to build a bowling alley, they can start building that while they're working in the States. They can just find someone they trust. That's the key. Now, finding people to trust is not always easy. That's a big key. I'll be honest with you. But if you can save up the money, but you're going to have to do it a little at a time. I'm not rich. I've never been rich. And then all I did was save up my money at my job and at my work, and I stacked it away until I felt I had enough. You will never feel like you have a total enough to come. That's where you step out on faith. But you come over here with what you got, and you slowly put it in place, and let your faith take part in it, and whatever you touch will grow. They may have to get a second job, or if they need to for a temporary time to store away money, they're gonna have to do what they have to do to try to store away as much money as they can. Now I can't tell them because I don't know how much they make. They may make enough. Well, and they just got to cut back on their expenses in the state. Stay away from trying to buy the big cars and the new cars and all these things that they don't need. Instead of spending all their money on a brand new car, take that money, buy them a used car, and then just put their money away. So it's about economics is one of those things that every individual will have to sit back and take a snapshot of themselves. And they say, what can I cut? What do I need? What do I don't need? All these are luxuries that I don't need. Why can't I sacrifice for a while this, and this, so I can build on this, and this? I don't need it. So that's something they're going to have to do as an individual, and only they know. They know what they can cut back on. And honestly, we can cut back on 80% of the things that we do.
You just have to think about what you're not doing, like you're paying for, but you don't really need. Also, online work, remote work.
Oh, yes.
That's a big one that would be very beneficial if you can start your online work, even while you're there, and then maybe carry it over here, and then you'll have an income as well.
In dollars.
Yeah.
Or in pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is the importance of, people think they will come here and just put their feet higher, get maid servants, what are the importance of being ready to get your hands dirty? And, the correlation of that to survival in Africa?
You have to be willing to work. If you're coming here just to be pampered, your money will be gone like that. First of all, you will have a reputation of just being like this Borga who just gets money, and, that just gets spends their money, and people take advantage of you too. But you have to be willing to learn from people here. Like, for instance, we're starting to grow our own food. We're starting gardens and that kind of thing. So we have a person who's local who has been helping us with our gardens and our yard, and just trying to get us started and showing us how to do things the Ghana way, like how to get things to grow and how to make things here. Like liquid soap is another example. We have someone who helps us and shows us the way that it's done here. You've got to be willing to learn that. I haven't done fufu yet. I haven't pounded the cassava or anything yet, but we have had people who have come and taught us how to cook certain dishes and do things, and you have to be willing to work, definitely.
She's right. This is critical. I want to be honest with you. And one of the things I would like people from the diaspora to do, stop coming over here just wanting to live in some kind of luxury. You don't need a 5-bedroom castle or 4-walled area with a pool when you come over here. Now, I understand the initial reaction is that I pay $1,200 for mortgage a month. I come over to Africa and pay $1,200 a month and live in a castle. I get the ideology in your head of that. But you're not coming over here to live like a queen or a king. You're coming over here to establish your life. So just like in America, you have to be economically wise. So when you come over here, you think on the lineup, let me just get something to start with. If you get an apartment, get you an apartment. You don't need to get an apartment that's $1,000 a month because it has 5 rooms, a pool in the back, and that they never use, and things like that. Just get you a 2-bedroom apartment. If it's 3 of y'all, get you a 3-bedroom apartment. A simple cost for simple things. That's what I did. I get things practical. I'm not worrying about if I can afford it or not. Because the money you think, I can afford it now, there's money you can put in building a home. The money that you can put in buying your car, to get from the money you can do in the build by starting your business. Not because I want to live this luxury life and I want to be a big man. A big man don't show that he's big. He simply do what's necessary to be big. That's it. He don't show by wearing around, I'm a big man. No. I always say, if you look at Bill Gates and he's walking around he looks regularly, blue jeans shirt. You know, if you didn't know he was Bill Gates, you would think he's a poor man. He don't need to show that he's rich. He just do what's needed and necessary to become rich. And if we are black diasporans come over here, you start thinking on those lines. Come here, get you a simple apartment. Get you a place that's adequate if you plan on building a house to live in till you build your house. Why waste extra money every month on a house that you can be putting and buying you more masonry work and electrical work, and instead of all that money for a place because you want to sit there and say, oh, look at this big place I have. It ain't even yours. You're renting it. It ain't even yours. Makes absolutely no sense for me, you know. Now, when I first came here, could I afford the house? No. I said, no, I just need a 2-bedroom apartment. And in fact, the retailers, the realtors kept trying to show me all these places, and I got rid of them. I said, stop showing me these expensive places. And I had to find a place on my own on the internet because they keep showing me these $800. I don't want that. I don't want any of that. That's all. $200 a month is enough for me. So my family, we ain't looking for luxury. We looking to live, because the place you're going to live in when you start is not the place you're going to rest. That's what they got to remember. The home you build is where you're going to rest. The home you get when you first get is a temporary place where you're going to lay your head. Build your home the way you want. So if you want a nice pool, you want a big house, they want that, build it. Don't go rent it. Rent you just a place to lay your head. Because you're not I'm gonna see this. You are not impressing nobody by renting somebody else's property. You simply wasting your money. My opinion. Okay.
A lot of diasporans who couldn't cut it and they are going. In your opinion, what do you think? What is the reason?
Lack of preparation and lack of faith. I'm gonna be honest with you. They put all rather they're gonna stand out on them. So it's lack of faith, and it's also lack of preparation. So can you ever truly prepare? I don't know. But you can do your best. You'll never be 100% ready, ever. I always give people the story as the man that say, I'm going to save $1 million before I go. I don't have no $1 million, believe me, nowhere near. But say before I go to Africa and move, I'm going to save $100,000. Say he say that to himself. And then when he get to $100,000, he said, oh, the taxes and stuff went up. Now I need to save another $150,000. Get the taxes went on. He'll never be totally ready. And besides that point, this is the key thing. The Most High always wants you to step out on faith on Him. So if you save up everything you're going to save up and you think it's perfect, then you're going to think you did it. And that's most of the time when we fail. Because we didn't use our faith to step into. So that's to me, it's just stay focused.
I know you had a picture of a peaceful life that you wanted to live a certain life. Has it served? Has Ghana served that purpose?
Absolutely. When we just look outside and we look at the surroundings where we are, especially at our home, which we've built. I know eventually there will be more buildings around and houses, but right now it's just so beautiful, and just it gives me such peace of mind just waking up and looking at the scenery. It's so green and so pretty, and watching the sunsets and the sunrise. That's everywhere in the world, but here I just feel so much more peaceful. Yes, Ghana has absolutely served its peacefulness. Yes.
Oh yeah, the peace is it's easy to describe, and I'm gonna describe it quickly so that you will understand as people from the diaspora. Where do I get my peace from? I get my peace from people who look like me. I get my peace from not worrying about the police officers pulling me over and killing me. I get my peace from the kindness of the Ghanaians and how they treat you, and everybody treats you like family. I get my peace from I build a house and I don't have to worry about a mortgage or yearly taxes. It is my house. It is my home. It is my land. It is mine. That's a level of less stress and peace you can't even imagine right there. I get my peace by I don't worry about an electrical bill. Why? Because whatever power I put on my meter is what I get. And we have solar power. So our house is run by solar power. So I really don't even worry about putting the power in. I'm in the hottest place in the world, so the sun is always out. So I get my peace, I don't worry about a water bill. Why? Because I have a borehole and I pump my own water. So I don't have to worry about when I was in the States, they turned my water out like they did at least 3 times. You know, coming home worrying if my water is still going to be on because I might be close to not paying or I'm getting ready to pay a bill. That's peace. That's a less stress way down here. I don't have to worry when I get home I'm going to have water. And if I do, I turn the pump on and it just fill back up. Peace. I worry about electrical. I have solar power. So, peace. If I want to step out on my land and I want to play my music loud, I don't have to worry about the police rolling up calling me or my neighbor calling the police on me and 4 or 5 cops on my door. You need to turn your music down or you're going to go to jail. Peace. Now, you want to know where you get your peace from? This is where you get your peace. And you cannot tell me that you get the same peace there. If you are, you're lying. And you know you're lying. I'm telling you to your face. I've been in these places, and I know there's no peace there for us. So you want to know why when people come over here to Africa, they say, you see a black man and a woman, they sit next to you and they say, you know what? I'm at peace. That is what they're talking about.
When given the chance, will you do this journey again?
Absolutely.
Oh, I would have did it 10 years earlier.
We wish we would have done it
You
earlier.
think I'm joking? I would have did it 10 years earlier.
You are the second person saying that they regret not coming earlier.
Yeah.
Yes. 10 years ago, I would have been here.
Because, I mean, just thinking about how things were, we were so stressed, and we were always, we were just talking about this morning in the States. We were working basically to work the next day. Like we're working, we get ready for work the next day. But here, you're not living to work, you're working to live. That's the best way to put it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
This is
Thank
not
you.
the last time I'm seeing this family.
Okay.
Definitely.
Especially Dad right there. I think we can sit there and talk about a lot of stuff. I have a lot of questions, but I think I've got you sat here for over an hour.
Wow.
So I'll probably one day come back and we'll talk man to man. We can talk, military, old soldier.
Old soldier, that's what they call me here.